What's going on, guys? David Falla here, and today I'm going to show you how to make your shears or scissors last longer. But before, I need some coffee because it's early in the morning. So welcome to another kind of tips video advice. So today we're going to be talking about scissors, right? If you notice nowadays, like a lot of barbers are like kind of talking about shear work or scissor work. Here in the US we call it shears. I think in other sides of the world they call them scissors. So I'm gonna be switching back and forward between the two names, right? So everybody now talks about scissors, right? The importance of scissors, and because a lot of people trying to here in the US we're trying to kind of mimic a lot of the styles in the UK with longer lengths, and like a lot of guys are letting their hair grow, so the sides are not fades all the time. Now they're longer length, so now we need to learn how to cut with scissors, right, or shears. For the past year and a half, 2 years, I will say, I've been trying to learn my everything I can about it, just because for me it wasn't a priority before, right? I knew how to cut the top, and that was about it, right? But things have changed, and I think it's important for us to move forward in the industry and learn how to do the hairdressing part that for so long we didn't really care for it, or at least I didn't, right? And I know many barbers didn't. So it's so important to understand scissors and understand your shears and understand how they work and why the maintenance of it, right? We know how to oil the clippers, we know the maintenance of the clippers, but I feel like as barbers, some of us, we don't, well, I mean, at least before me, we didn't take care of them as much as we should have before, right? So here I have the two shears that I use. These are sharp fin shears. This is 5.5, yeah, and this is a 6 and a quarter, right? So this one I like it because this is the Monarch's 5.5 sharp fin. These shears are my favorite. They're freaking amazing, and I mean they're small, so I like them because of them being small. It allows me to point cut. It allows me to go in different places, and it's easy to maneuver. And they cut they're super extremely sharp. So I love the scissors. And these ones are the double shark. They're a little bit thicker, you can see in the blade, so they have a little more power. So I use this for clipper, sorry, it's early in the morning, for scissor over comb, and I love it because it has a lot of power. They're super sharp as well, and they're not too big. I mean, I'm noticing that I have a 7-inch as well. I don't use them as much just because I want something smaller that is more flexible, in my opinion. So this is still big enough for shear over comb or scissor over comb, but it's not super long that you lose power once you're cutting. So I mean, that's just my preference. Many barbers use a 7-inch shears and they love it. It's just kind of preference at this point. So today I'm going to show you how to do maintenance on the scissors, right? Full maintenance, right? The most important thing of maintenance of scissors will be the tension, how to check the tension, and also how to oil them, right? I feel for years I was oiling my shears really wrong. I used to buy this super cheap shears just because I never thought it would be important to spend a good amount of money on really good quality shears. I didn't think they were that important. Now I understand how wrong I was. I understand that having good shears is so important. It makes your life so much easier, and the haircuts come out way nicer. The hair grows way nicer. Your client will appreciate it. So anyways, so first we're gonna oil them, right? The first thing you're gonna need to do is that remember that you need to disinfect your shears every time you use them, right? Here in the state of New Jersey, it's required for you to disinfect everything every time you use it. So as we disinfect our shears daily and after every haircut, what's going to happen is that the disinfectants are going to remove everything from the shear, right? So the good oil is going to leave the shears, so we need to re-oil them just to make sure they work properly. Remember, this is metal, right? If you have two metals, rubbing against each other, you're gonna create heat, right? You need lubrication to avoid that, and that's gonna maintain the shear lasting longer and the blade lasting longer. So here we have the oil that comes with sharp fin. So what you do, what I do is this. Now you put a little bit of oil here on the cotton, and then what you do is that you gotta be very careful. Obviously, be super careful doing this. 1, 2, okay? And then usually what I like to do as well, I like to go ahead and open the shear fully, right? And then I just go ahead and put a little bit. You guys can see it here. Okay, so now you guys can see. So I like to put a little bit of oil here, and I like a little bit of oil here. Okay, I turn it around. And put a little bit here and here. And that's it. After you do that, then your shears are after you do that, your shears are oil, right? You don't need to put an excess of oil. I used to go ahead and put like a bunch here on the blade, and there you don't need any of that, to be honest with you. So now we're gonna go ahead and check the tension of it. The tension is very important because if they're too tight, then you're gonna have problems cutting, right? You're gonna have problems. Your wrist is gonna hurt. You're gonna start developing problems on your shears. The blade is not gonna work the way it's supposed to cut, right? The blade is not. The shears are not going to cut the way they're supposed to. So we're supposed to check the tension of it and make sure that the tension is right? So usually what I like to do once a week, and you know, I check my tension like every day before, you know, when I'm done working, I'm done cutting, I'm gonna put them away. You know, I oil them and then I take the tension. But what I like to do once a week is like loosen up this, not fully, you know, not fully, just enough that you can kind of see a little bit of the gap. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Okay, so enough so you can see a little gap, and that you can move the shear up and down like this. Okay, I'm looking at the camera because I'm trying to make sure this is on focus. So yeah, so once that it does that, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab maybe a little napkin, you know, something like a small piece of napkin, and then we're gonna open and we're gonna try to get the paper in there. So let me show you guys. So you see, I'm trying to get the paper in there, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna what the screw is, right? Usually what's gonna happen is that you're gonna get a bunch of hair and product and all this crazy stuff in there, right? So you want to clean that because that's gonna make the shear not cut as good as it should, right? Because there's product in there and there's stuff in there that it shouldn't be there, right? Hair, especially hair, a bunch of hair, especially as barbers, for example. Like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but where I work, we don't really wash the client's hair. You know, only sometimes we do, but most of the time we don't, right? So the clients come with a bunch of products, right, and their hair. And I mean, my clients already kind of know not to come with a bunch of product in their hair, but some still do, right? So what that's gonna do is that's gonna they can make your shear a little more dull, right? Like quicker. So we're gonna take care of it, right? So once that's done, then what I will do, I will reapply a little bit of oil just there, just because we just removed whatever we put before. So now you see how you can see, you know, now they close super, you know, they're super loose, right? When the shear's too loose, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna pull the hair. So this is the hair, right? The shear's too loose. Instead of cutting it, it's just gonna bend it, right? So if you what you can do is you have to make sure that the shear is tensioned correctly, right? So what we're gonna do is that when we let it go, the shear needs to be right here, right? That's how it should be. So you're gonna secure the shear. Then we're gonna go ahead and do this. So you want to go ahead and leave, at least when you close it like this, it has to be maybe like, I would say, like a 1/4 of an inch. So maybe a little bit less than this. Okay, now it's too much. Too much. Okay, there you go, perfect. So this is a well tensioned shear now. That's how it should be, right? So that means that when you cut it, it's not gonna bother your hand, right? But it's also not gonna bend the hair. It's actually gonna cut it, right? One of the reasons why I love the shears is because the ergonomics of it. They're really great for your hand. You know, I stopped having wrist problems and hand problems once I started using this type of shears. That's why I love them so much, and that's why I use them, right? And one of the main reasons also was because of the tension. The tension wasn't correctly. I didn't know how to attention at Shear, to be honest with you guys. After all these years cutting, I had no idea what I was doing. So that's, you know, it's very important for you to try to do this every day. I know, like, sometimes, like, you know, we're busy and all this stuff, but the same way you gotta clean your clippers, and it takes you seconds to clean your clippers, it takes you seconds to oil and to you know, like, at the end of the day, check the tension of your shears. It's just one of the things we have to do, you know. Don't be that dirty barber. I always tell you, you know, doesn't clean their clippers and doesn't clean their shears and all that stuff, you know. Like, these shears are not cheap, right? And the reason why, because they're really high quality shears, and just honestly, I have used so many brands, and these are some of the best I ever used. So because of it, you gotta make an investment, and you gotta take care of them, right? You don't want them to, you know, just last you. This year should last you, honestly, like 9 months at least, if you take care of them without having to sharpen them. So, you know, like, these are great. These are like, this company makes amazing shears that all the money goes into the shear, not into the marketing, not into, you know, all the things like other companies. Everything goes to a shear. So because of that, you gotta take care of them, right? It's important to take care of it. Like, if you buy a $200, $300 clipper, I'm sure you will take care of it, right? So shears are even more expensive than that. So you have to make sure that, you know, you're taking care of them every day. So that was the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do this every day, believe me, your shears are gonna last you longer. They're gonna cut better, you know, and then you, believe me, your clients are gonna be happier, just because they're gonna see how their haircut is more even and it grows nicer. And this is the beauty of having good shears, right, guys? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, I'm trying to do like more barbering 101 type of videos now, because a lot of you have a lot of questions, and I know with the tutorials I answer some of them, but there's more specifics that you guys want to learn, and then this is one of those videos that I want to start doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.